We've got a question here. Why does I eat fruit and my belly hurts? What's the deal? All right, fruit. Here's the thing. This isn't science-based or... I need a study to prove this, Harley. Do you need a study to tell you that seagulls can fly? Do you need a study that if you let go of your steering wheel and put your hands over your eyes, that's pretty dangerous? Do you need a study for that? Common sense stuff. So some people need to study in life everything. Oh, excess carbohydrates. What's the study that they just peed out? Smash in 400 or 500 grams of sugar in an hour, then smell your urine afterwards. It smells sweet. What happens? Body's like, we don't need 500 grams of carbs in an hour. Let's pee some out. You smell it. You know what I mean? It's just there. Same with you get hot. You go, oh man, it's so hot now. Just burning off the excess carbs by dietary thermogenesis. Well, I need a study to prove that. I'm sure there's studies out there. But you can do a study in your own backyard right now. So the one with fruit digestion, a lot of scientists say fruit combining is a myth. Okay, fair enough. Believe what you want to believe. I encourage people to do your own experiment. Have your normal food, whether it's bread or cashew dip or whatever. You know, you have a big ass meal. Then after that meal, have a big ass fruit smoothie. And you tell me what happens to your gut if it feels like bloated and gassy and just feel really, really bad. But hey, food combining doesn't exist. Doesn't matter, according to scientists. So food combining definitely exists. So I recommend people get my ebook, Durianriders, at Durianrider.com. It's called Carb the F Up and Durianrider's Anybody Bible. Those books are the books on nutrition, weight loss, feeling good, lifestyle, performance, etc. Everything in there. It's raining. But what happens when you have fruit? It's so water content, high water content, that it digests really, really quickly. So if you've got anything like rice or maybe eating meat, people or whatever, it's sitting in there, then the fruit's going to go on that and it can start to ferment and just cause a bit of gas and discomfort. Right? It's generally gas expansion that causes discomfort. So if you've got fruit on top of fruit on top of fruit, it's okay. Alright, so that's what people have to do. You have to have fruit first as breakfast. If I love fruit, I need fruit for breakfast. It makes me feel energized and manic, and I love that feeling. I feel like I'm on uppers on fruit and sugar. Enough of it. I love that feeling. Some people take uppers to be up. I'm taking fruit and sugar and early nights to be up, and water. Feels incredible. Alright. Having that flat stomach and just feeling just on point, man. It's like addictive. That's how we should always feel. And so I don't have fruit for dinner unless I've had fruit for breakfast and lunch. I don't have fruit for lunch unless I've had fruit for breakfast. Alright? If I've had oats for breakfast, which I've done maybe 5 times in the last 5 years, I'm not going to have fruit after that because I find it doesn't digest well. It feels stodgy. I love eating rice for dinner. Sometimes I have rice for lunch. You know? If I'm really, really hungry, I'll still have fruit for lunch, fruit for breakfast, and I'll have maybe a second lunch of rice and then carry on from there. If you want sweet after your meal, you didn't have enough fruit and or sugar during that meal. If you want sweet after dinner or after lunch, you didn't have enough sweet before dinner, before lunch. Okay? So just try these things out. Try these things out. Fruit for breakfast and lunch, and then rices for dinner. If you still want a sweet after your rice dinner, you didn't have enough sugar beforehand. That's why often I started a dinner with white rice with sugar and soy milk as much as I want. As much white rice, as much sugar as I want. Low fat soy milk as much as I want. Alright, and then I'm done. Oh, I'm gagging. Oh, done. Alright, and then I'll have the rest of the rice. I'll finish that, I'll give it to the birds, and then I'll wait maybe 10-20 minutes. If I want something salty, savoury, I'll have a savoury dish with that rice. Some sweet sour sauce, or some barbecue sauce, or some ketchup or soy sauce, or teriyaki or tandoori, or some sort of dal, oil-free, low-fat options. People say, why low fat? Well, I like having low body fat. It feels good for me. My brain works better, my blood's better. I enjoy the low-fat lifestyle. The fat you eat's the fat you wear. The fat you don't eat's the fat you don't wear. The fat you eat's the fat you have to burn off, unless you want more body fat. So, just saying. So, I mean, this is just common sense things. And the great thing is you can try it for yourself. Watch your performance go up. Watch your power on your bike go up. I'm assuming people got a power meter, or they're running, doing sport, or doing bench press. Your strength will go up. Your power will go up. Because all of a sudden, all the energy you see on digestion isn't going to digestion as much because you're food combining better. And you feel leaner and meaner and faster relative to if you had some cereal for breakfast and then blah, 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 blah. And then that's why people have so much coffee and stims, because it's like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 need something afterwards to keep going. That's why I rarely use stimulants. I don't need them. And when I do use them, I only use them if I've had enough sleep, water, sugar. If I'm feeling 100%, then I've got to 110, 120%. If I'm feeling 80 or 90%, I want your stims. All right. Always want to make yourself feel 100%, and then anything you use, you need like a micro dose. Then you recover really quick. You can sleep properly that night, and then you start a good cycle. Versus, oh, I'm really tired. Give me a coffee. Give me a pill. Give me a modafinil. Give me a Ritalin or an Adderall. Give me all these things. Oh, now I can focus. And then you can't sleep. Oh, give me a sleeping tablet. And then you're just going up and down, up and down. Oh, give me some alcohol, wind down. And now I've got anxiety. Give me a Valium. Oh, now I've got more anxiety. Now my dong doesn't work. Give me this. Give me that. Give me that. And it's like, oh my gold. Oh my gold. You know what I mean? Food combining for me is the base, the foundation for high vitality, high energy. This is number one. All right. So again, if I'm stranded and I don't have any fruit, I'll have tinned fruit or jam or juice with sugar in it. If I can't have any of those, I will make fruit by having rice with some water, or low-fat soy milk and sugar, and it's like a sweet and juicy breakfast meal. It's like high liquid content starch meal with lots of sugar in there. As much sugar as you want. Your body will tell you how much sugar is enough sugar, because you'll be like, done, no more thanks, done, and then you're done. It's done. It's like when you have enough sex, you're like, okay, I'm done. The prolactin levels up. I'm not enjoying this anymore. I'm done. I hope you finish, blah blah blah. But deep down, your hormones are going, we're done. We're done here. Same with sugar. Like when you're done, you're done. Keep eating until you're done. With fat and protein, it doesn't have that switch off. There's no hormonal ghrelin leptin switch off with fat and protein, because humans need very, very little of these things. We recycle most of our protein. We manufacture most of our fats. With carbohydrate, though, that's really, really important to have enough every day. Otherwise, your performance goes down. Mental, physical performance. Do the experiment, people. Do the food combining experiment. Do the low carb experiment. And test your thyroid and watch how much the TSH goes up and you feel blah, 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 how much coffee and caffeine and stims you need to try and function. Do the high carb experiment. Do the high carb under 20 grams of fat a day experiment first. Do your bloods. Feel how good you feel. Do some fitness tests, some mental tests, some sex tests, all these things. And then do that for a month. Then after a month, do the low carb, carb-free, high-fat, blah, 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 blah thing. Better off don't do it. But if you're curious, do it. Test your bloods. Test your performance. And then you'll freaking know the objective truth. Not a bias. Not an opinion. Not a random double-blind study that's funded by blah, 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 blah. Some biases there. The objective, real truth. This is a white t-shirt. It's not black, it's not pink, it's not blue. Objective truth, it's a white shirt, I should say. Long sleeve shirt. Objective truth. We all agree on that, whether we like it or not. Objective truth. Food combining matters. Objective truth. Humans need very, very little fat to thrive. The fat you eat is the fat you wear. The fat you don't eat is the fat you don't wear. Food combining matters. Do the experiment, and then you'll know the truth behind the saying, only things which we personally experience do we truly know, and the rest is programming. Think about that one.